Let's make this brick. And what was that beep? Oh, I can't say. Oh, is it because it's copyright? Okay. Well, let's make this plastic brick, I guess, in Plasticity so that we can learn a little bit about precise measurements. As always, I'm going to start with a blank scene. I'm going to switch to perspective camera. And then, because the main brick is a rectangle, I'm going to select the corner rectangle too. So I'm going to click at the origin and drag out. Now, before confirming, I'm going to hit C and then Tab so that I can, if you can see, switch between the two measurements. The width, or the shorter width, let's say, is 15.8 millimeters, and the long one is 31.8 millimeters. I'm going to confirm with enter, and then click on this. If you see that clicking doesn't do anything, push 3 to go to face selection mode and then extrude it. And the height is 9.6 millimeters. Okay, look at that. Feels like we're already 90% there, right? So I'm going to remove this curve because I don't want it. And now it's time to add the little circles on top, of which I really don't remember the name all the time. So I'm going to select my cylinder. I'm just going to start by placing it randomly here. I'm going to drag it out, hit Tab, and set the width to, or the diameter in this case, to 4.8. So you can see the radius there says 2.4. I'm going to hit B so that I'm sure I create a new object because I don't want this to be merged with the other. And I'm going to give it a height of 1.8. Enter. Now the problem is this is not at the right distance from the edge. So what do we do? Well, first we're going to turn on snapping. And I'm going to reduce it to 0.1 millimeters is probably okay. And now I want to use the measurement tool so that I can have a precise distance from here to here and from here to here. So I'm going to hit Control equal and click the center face here, then click the edge, drag out, and this is going to be the distance from the edge to the center. This is not the diagonal, this is actually the horizontal. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So Control equal, click, click, and extend. Hit enter in case it didn't confirm. And now what I can do is take this one, go to the top view, push G, and making sure that my gizmo is properly aligned, I'm going to nudge it until I get to the exact measurement. If you see that you can't do that because the snapping is not precise enough, just make it smaller. So in this case, I want this to be 3.9 exactly. So I'm going to try to get it 3.9 and then 3.9 here as well. It sucks that we can't really add it a little more precisely. Actually, wait a second, Nemo from the future here, because I noticed something really interesting that I didn't know before because it was not working for me. So if I select this side of the cylinder and then the face, and I push equal, if I set a specific size here, you can see the side is moving. However, if I first select this face and then I select the side of the cylinder and I push equal, I can actually move it around real easy. So equal, let's say 4 in this case, because it's a different mesh. And it works. And this also works for holes. So if I select this and I hit equal, you will see this moves the face. If I select this face first and then the hollow cylinder and push equal, this moves the hole, maintaining the radius. Now back to the video. Okay, we got 1, but we need 8. So I'm going to go back to the perspective mode. And then I'm going to use the rectangular array tool. So I'm going to drag this out. Now, if you want this to be straight, you have to wait for the purple line to appear. So I'm going to do it on this, in this direction. I could have done it in this direction. It really doesn't matter. So purple. And now I'm going to set this to spacing. Number 1 is going to be 4, and distance 2 is going to be 2. The distance, however, is going to be 8 and 8. So you can see it went in the other direction. So we're going to do minus or negative in this case, and bam. So now we have the main body of this brand that cannot be named brick. So I'm going to hit 4 to select object mode, QQ, and confirm so that this is now one single object. I'm going to go to the bottom, push 3 to select the face, and I'm going to offset it with O. I'm going to click once, and then I'm going to set the offset to 1.2 millimeters because that's the thickness. Now, according to my guidelines, the thickness on top is just 1 millimeter. So I'm going to measure this, and it's 9.6. I'm going to push 8.6. I'm going to start pushing, then minus 8.6. Confirm. And that's our bottom. Now, on the bottom, oh damn, I said it again. Oops. Plastic bricks on the bottom have these little stud things. So I'm going to start from the center, and I'm going to select my center circle this time. I want the inner radius of this stud thing to be 4.8. Then I'm going to select the center circle again and make another one. This time it's going to be 6.51. And then I'm going to extrude it. Now you can see it's flush with the bottom of the brick, so I'm going to extrude it down. And then I will go through this, hit C to cut, cut by selecting the, in this case, it's the bottom face of the brick. And now I want to make sure I don't erase that, but I erase the extra. So 4, select this object and remove it so that we are left with just the bottom part. I'm going to remove these curves because I honestly don't need them. Select this one, go back to the top view. Well, in this case, it's the bottom view, I guess. And then Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to move it 8 millimeters away, so -8, so that's exactly in the center. And then Alt X to mirror towards the bottom. We're almost done. I got all 3 of those. We still need to add the extra insets to the bottom, so I'm going to select all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, by the way, if you don't know how to see through, it's Alt Z, which is this one, X-ray mode. I'm going to select all these. Shift D. Then I'm going to go back to the bottom view so that I can see them all pretty well. I'm going to press the equal sign so that I can set the exact diameter of this circle. And it's going to be smaller than the top one, so 2.6. Enter. This is going to change them all, obviously. Shift I to imprint. And now I'm going to imprint onto the bottom surface. If you don't see anything happen, make sure you remove or disable hide occluded and then hit OK. I'm going to remove the curves again because I don't need them. Disable X-ray with Alt Z, or again, you can do it this way. Select all of these. And then I'm going to push them up 1.7 millimeters. So -1.7. Now it's time for that kind of stretch bar, or it probably prevents bending thing here on the bottom. So I'm going to go back to the bottom view, select the corner rectangle from the very center. I'm going to click C, and I know that the thickness of this thing is 0.8. So I'm going to hit Tab. That's not the measurement I want because it's the length, like the horizontal length. I want the vertical one. So 0.8. I don't really care how long it is, as long as it covers the whole brick. Shift I to imprint. Again, making sure hide occluded just in case is disabled. And then take the rectangle, remove it. You can see now if I push this, it's going to push through that stud thing because they're not a single object. So I'm going to select this, 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 and the brick, QQ to merge them, and now I can push this down. The height is going to be 6.3, so I'm going to start pushing. 6.3, done, done. And now going back to object mode, so for clicking this, FRED to delete redundant topology so that we can get rid of that awful extra line. We're not done yet because we have those little teeth that come out of the sides here, so we're going to do that. And the way I'm going to approach this is probably unconventional. I'm going to grab a corner rectangle. I know the size that they need to have, and they are aligned with my circles here. So with the corner rectangle selected, I'm going to start dragging from here. I'm going to drag to the other side so that I get a longer C, so that it spans the whole distance. You can see this way it doesn't. This way it does. I'm going to do the same thing pretty much that I did for the center one. So I'm going to hit Tab and Tab again. Well, we don't see it because it's out of screen, but I'm going to set the height to 0.6 because that's the height of those little things. Now, before I do anything at all, push 2, and I'm going to select the bottom edge. Then I'm going to Shift D, duplicate it, hit Enter. O to offset it, and I'm going to make it 0.2, so -0.2 millimeters deep. I'm going to remove the first one because it's really annoying. And then with this one selected, Shift I to project this once again, disable hide occluded, hit OK, select this one again because it's got that 0.6 size, Shift I to imprint, imprint on the brick, disable hide occluded, and OK. I think we're pretty good here, so I can remove these. And you can see I've created these extra points that I can push out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab them on both sides. Doesn't matter if you have one because you can use the same method. Instead of pushing, I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm going to extrude them out and hit B before confirming so that I create a new object. Now I'm going to press C to cut, select the bottom face of our brick and remove the extra parts. Delete if these are selected, so delete that. So we're left with these things that we can now array like we did before. So I'm going to make sure that I am doing it horizontally. Select spacing. In this case, we only need one because we have both selected. So we are only extending in this direction. The distance is going to be 8 again. Just confirming that they are indeed on the right side. And it seems to me that they are. So I'm going to hit enter again. And to make the other ones, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I could duplicate these, but I think I'm going to be faster if I just select one of these, C to center, tap to set the size, which is 0.6, enter, Shift I, imprint, disable hide occluded, OK. I'm going to select 3 for faces, this face and this face. So making sure both are selected. E to extrude, go up, B to create a new body, enter, cut with C, select the bottom face of our brick, hit enter, delete the extra curve if any, and then select this one and this one since they're missing from the other side, Alt X and X again, and we are pretty much done. Select the brick, FRED, to delete redundant topology, and our brand that cannot be named brick is complete. If you want, you can also 3D print it, why not? That's all for today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.